Who was your V in the start and then by the end?
My V was male. Black, because at that point you didn't see that many brothers out there. Had the short dreads, wore kind of leather and that sort of thing because he was a nomad. And he carried a big honking rifle, automatic rifle over his shoulder, and guns packed everywhere. When I first went into town as that character, because I actually got to play it before the game came out. In fact, I think you actually ran me through it, if I recall right.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think so. It's your fault. When I got into town, I got a cool car and drove around doing nomad-like things. I tried for a while to do a V that was a corporate, and that didn't work. And I didn't want to do a V who was a street kid, because it was actually kind of like a nomad who didn't drive. And if I was going to be in Night City, I was going to drive.
Yeah.
In fact, that's what I tend to do.
Slow down, Turbo. You'll get us killed again.
We have at Talsorian a huge screen, wraparound screen with a really terrifyingly overpowered computer with more processing power than God. Half the time I'll go down there and just go, okay, well, I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to drive all over Night City at night. And I'll drive around and I'll do what I call racing the sunrise, where you try to get all around the city and then all the way out to the Badlands, and then, see the sunrise, which, by the way, is great that we have a day-night cycle in weather. I love that. That's the role I played. I had to alter it a little bit because in the first revs, this is back before we'd done release, in fact, my character got into his car and I popped up in the T-pose with no pants. You saw that, remember? I said, okay, we're fixing it, right? And yeah, we're going to fix it.
We're gonna fix it.
But I liked the character. There was another reason why I went with that particular character, and that was that female V reminded me a great deal of my daughter. In fact, to a point where when we were watching some of the openings, her brother, Cody, he and I looked over and we said, yeah, stolen. So, yeah, and at that point, I think she did have the half cut as well. That was kind of the fad with her friends. So, yeah, I said, that's really weird. I don't want to play Dolan. That's kind of strange.
Fair.
So I stuck with the guy I had. I should probably send you over some pictures of him leaning on his favorite car now, which is a red My.
I'm very happy to post that on our socials.
I'll be happy to do that. My Nomad now drives a My. This is because during one of the missions, it happens at a beach house, to discover I could drive up onto the porch of the beach house in a My and drive around leaning out of the car shooting people. And I said, this is great. And then I discovered in town you could drive up the stairs and the cops couldn't follow you.
My superiority.
Yeah, it may look stupid, but
it works.
It really works.